What's up, everyone? You're back with Tuck Your Shirt In, the podcast that uncovers the stories your principal definitely doesn't want you to hear.
From hallway drama to teacher confessions and maybe a word from the class hamster, we've got it all.
This is Tuck Your Shirt In with me, John Hassan, my brother Luke Hassan, and a guy who will happily argue with a youth football team, Scott Burrows. Let's get into it.
It's a nice intro.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm enjoying these little quips before going into me. So yeah, cheers, John.
Yeah, they're getting a bit.
We haven't told you this, Luke, but it was a couple of weeks ago. Scott had a full-on argument with the manager of a youth football team. We were trying to play five-a-side because he wanted us to have that specific pitch.
Right.
It was brilliant.
So where we play football at the minute, there are 3 pitches, and there's like a fence line that kind of splits the pitches up, which is like some netting. And the fence line is like broken, and there's no net between 2 of the pitches. So they go every week and get there like really early. They only pay for like an hour slot, but they get there at like 7:10. They start playing. So
What time should their slot be?
8 till 9.
Oh, that is early, isn't it?
Yeah, really early, really early.
That's a whole other hour.
Yeah, and like during the winter months, there's usually like some other teams there to stop them from doing it. But at the minute, there's like barely anyone because like football season's not really happening right now, I suppose, for youth teams. And yeah, they just like we turned up. We've played on this pitch for probably like the last 4 years ish, I'd say. And they just, they were like in my emails from like 2022 or something, I have an email that states that the end pitch is our pitch. So yeah, I just had a bit of an argument with this guy who was just like, yeah, no, that's not how this works. And I was like, this is how it works.
It's now ruined it for everyone. So no one can go near the pitches now until bang on 8 o'clock. If you get there like 15 minutes early, they've got someone watching. And
what, really?
Yeah. And the last week we went, there's only us there. So I don't even know if the other teams have just been like kicked off or.
Like I was fine. Like the guy swore at me, and I was fine until he swore at me. And then like the red mist took over, and I sent an angry email, which I'm not proud of. But John was encouraging me to be very petty about it. So if anything, I blame John. I blame John for doing it. Really,
it's amazing. The week after they sent another email saying, we've seen that some of your lot have been like standing on the grass outside the pitches like before 8 o'clock, and it's just got out of hand now. It's so
totally out of hand. We were just like so I had an email from like the manager of like the facilities at the site that we book with, and he was like, oh yeah, you've been on the pitch, you were on the pitch 20 minutes early. And I was like, what, so we're not even allowed to get there until 8 o'clock? Like, this is ridiculous. It seems to have calmed down in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's just us there now. There's no one to argue with.
There's no one else there. So
there's not going to be a pitch there soon. They're going to shut down.
We reign supreme. So
bloody hell.
We've won the battle. We're not going anywhere. They won't take us alive. It's like a Braveheart.
And that under 8s football team, they can find a new pitch to go to, can't they?
Yeah, they can. They were not under 8s. They were like under 15, under 16. And if it wasn't for the fact the manager swore at me, none of this would have happened. Yeah, it wasn't great, but not my proudest moment, but still pretty funny.
Bloody hell, man! You've caused a company to collapse.
I have, yeah.
All these football teams. You know, crime's actually gone up in the area since. It was keeping kids off the streets. You know, it's for troubled youths that had bad upbringing, and this football team was the only thing keeping them on the straight and narrow. And they haven't got any teachers to teach them because you two have left.
It's not our fault.
Just to clarify, we don't play on the school pitches where we used to work. Just to clarify, that would be really strange.
That would be weird.
Clear that up.
We just
lovely.
Move on from that. So, what did everyone get up to this week?
I've been away on holiday.
Ooh, nice.
Been to Cornwall. It was absolutely molten. is really, really nice. You know what? There wasn't much calamity, which I'm surprised about. I thought there'd be more calamity.
Is that because usually when you go to Cornwall, it's just pure carnage because you go with a group of wild men who like to shit on fires?
That's true. Yeah, that is true. They're the completely opposite. Although we did go. I did forget the dog's lead when we drove somewhere, so I had to run into like the town and get a dog lead, but without the dog.
Was Muse
probably
happy
looks
about
a bit
that?
weird. No, Muse was not happy about that. Yeah, it was just really nice. But on the way home, I had a sort of I don't know, out of body experience. I think that's close to what it describes. We're on the way back and we're at the services, and me and Henry, my little boy, we're chowing down on some watermelon. Being quite loud. And this family next to us was just sitting there and like just talking about trying to plan their trip. No joking, no nothing. Just like they were actually just talking about what they needed to discuss. And I was just like, oh, it's really interesting, isn't it? Like, these are normal people. Like, is this how normal people are? Like, there's no zingers, no nothing. They're just discussing, like, is that weird? Like, I just felt myself like a bit out of your body. Like, is this how a normal discussion goes? Like, this is not how we talk as a family anyway. Just really weird. Just like comparing myself to normal.
I think especially when you're the strange one that's just sat listening to some people have a conversation next to them.
Yeah. And I was chowing down on watermelon as well.
Just staring
where were they going? Did you get into the nitty gritty of where they're going?
Yeah, I mean, they were really planning it out. Like they were going to, they're trying to look for a castle. They're heading to their accommodation, and they were trying to look at places to go along the way. They're really serious about it. Like, oh, we need to go here. Oh, we could go to a castle. And then the dad was trying to push going to Bodmin Jail. And I could see what he's trying to do is going, oh, we could go to Bodmin Jail. And the daughter was going, the one place I don't want to go is Bodmin Jail. And I could see him not bring it up for a little while. And
brings back some tough memories.
There's a little castle down here, or there's a pub down here we could stop at. I think we should also stop at the pub. And then he'd got his wife onto this one, and she was like, yeah, I think we should stop at the pub. And he goes, well, we've still got that Bodmin Jail we could go and see. Just kept bringing it back up. His daughter, no, I don't want to go to the jail. And not really vibing with the jail. It was cracking me up, man.
Poor dad. Like, all he wants to do is just have a nice time going around and looking at jail cells, I presume. I have no idea.
Yeah, it looks really interesting, to be fair. It does look really fun.
So you looked it up after, did you?
I did look it up. It looks interesting. You can also pay to stay the night, which you're literally paying to go to jail.
Yeah.
There is
staying like this old Victorian cell.
So, yeah, it's literally a hotel, the Bodmin Jail Hotel. Yeah, so it's housed in a meticulously restored 18th century prison. It offers a unique blend of history, luxury, and experience. There you go, free sponsorship on the podcast.
Please sponsor us
for all 12 viewers.
We can come and stop. We can come and stop for the night and do a live pod from the cell.
Do a live pod from the cells. Yeah, that'd be great.
I know it's meticulously restored to like. That's basically like you need to degrade it, don't you, back to a Victorian prison.
I think they do like nighttime walks and stuff. You know, like
like ghost ones.
Oh, let's do a pod from Bodmin Jail.
There's one not too far from us. I think it's like Shrewsbury, something like that do the same.
Any jails, get in touch. We'd love to do a pod from the jail.
Active or
active or otherwise.
We'll happily go in. Yeah,
we'll do it.
Get some stories.
Yeah,
Scott can go in undercover. I'll volunteer him. So
yeah. He's got the grey top on. He's ready. Got the grey jumper.
It's actually a Luke, like a nice green colour. It's just the camera.
They'll like you in there then.
Right. you and your jazzy jumper.
Your jazzy jumper. You look nice, sonny.
Oh God. This episode it's turned quite quickly.
I overheard a weird conversation when I was at a garden centre a few weeks ago. It was this old woman was on the phone it must have been like an Amazon delivery driver or something.
Mm-hmm.
And we're guessing he couldn't find the house because she said, "Oh, look at here." It was her side of the conversation, but she said, "Oh no, that's not quite right. You've got to drive a little bit up the road, and then on your left, she was like, you'll see a there'll be a man standing outside. I was like, what? She said he might chase the car. And then as he runs towards you, you carry on up the road, turn right. It was like nowhere near. But I was like, did you say that? Like, there's just a man that chases cars, like in the middle of like. So that was strange.
That's a weird conversation.
Yeah,
to overhear.
That's the opposite of normal. You spoke to a crazy.
That
You
is,
overheard a crazy.
Yeah.
I do like finding normals though. Yeah, I think you find more crazies than normals, don't you? But always good to find a normal. Just to remind you.
It depends what you deem as normal, I suppose. I had a horrible moment going into the office the other day where I was on the train and like there were like these two young-ish people. I'd say they were probably around about 18, and it was like 8:30 in the morning, and they were like heavy making out on the train, and like there was spit strings and everything, and it was far too much for me. Like I actually got up and moved carriage because I was like, I can't
because
look at that in the morning. It was too
Then
much.
I had to sit opposite them in a seat of 4. That was a strange.
Yeah,
I did not do that.
You did WhatsApp us about this, didn't you, Scott?
I was on one of the
about the you said you were having feelings you hadn't felt in a while.
Again, no.
Was it the pleats in the pants?
Oh God, it was horrible. It made me feel sick. Like I don't like, you know, everyone be who you want to be, but just no spit strings at 8:30 in the morning, please.
No heavy petting.
Oh, it was disgusting.
Same isn't it? The definition of heavy.
The girl literally, like, when they stopped kissing at one point, came back and just like wiped her mouth with her sleeve, and I was like, oh God, no, it was hot. That was the last straw for me. I was done after that. It's horrible moment.
Sounds nice. I can't believe. I know it's funny. I saw you on the train that morning.
I mean, it definitely wasn't you, John. How's comedy been this week?
Yeah, all right. I think I've done a couple of gigs since we last spoke. I did one in Worcester, which was nice. It was like an open mic. Quite a few. I was testing some sort of new stuff, so that's always fun. Yeah, it actually went quite well. Yeah. Trying to going to try and do like a whole load of new material. Might do another open mic this week, and then because we've got.
Are you going to do that?
At the famous Holly Bush, hopefully. It's the best place for.
Where's that? And when can I see it?
It's in Cradley Heath, and it'll be. I suppose this will come out the day before, probably. I need to message him to check he's got some spots, but it'll be on Thursday.
Plug it.
And then the one to
Thursday,
plug is probably
Cradley Heath, open mic, Holly Bush. What time?
I don't think.
Why don't you plug in your own gigs?
Because it's like it's more of one for like regulars and
that's fine.
Like
people
comedy
can become
folk.
regulars.
I mean, people can come if they want to, obviously, because it's.
So where are they going to see you? At the Holly Bush in Cradley Heath on Thursday.
It starts at like 8. Yeah,
starts at 8.
I'm saying definite now, but I haven't actually messaged the guy to confirm he's got any spots. But
yeah, but you could still they can still enjoy night comedy.
All I'm hearing is that you won't be at football this Thursday, and that
no. And I've got another gig Thursday after, so it's 2 weeks.
Where's that one?
That one is in. I think it's in Banbury. I'm not 100% sure of the place.
Okay.
But the one to plug is probably your friend Troy's gig, 20th of June.
That?
Troy, friend of the pod.
20th of June.
Yeah, in Solihull.
What day is that? Friday, 20th of June.
Friday, yeah, the Taste Collective. So I'll be there.
Taste Collective, Solihull, Friday, 20th of June. That's ace.
Yeah.
Dang it, I'm not going to be there.
It's like a weird plug session that did, but
yeah,
I've got loads.
Me and Scott have got a plug for you. If you're not going to plug it yourself, this is ridiculous.
We'll help you out where we can.
Yeah. Oh, you can't do it on the 20th. I'm not going to be here.
I've got one in Shipston, start of July, or the hot water one in Liverpool.
Oh yeah, when's that one?
The 13th July.
Of July. Oh, nice. Oh, a Sunday.
Yeah, it's like a new act.
Oh, that's a
night
big
they do
one.
there.
Have you said that on here before?
I don't know.
What's it? Hot water.
Yeah, but it's like a new act night, so it'll probably. I think they've got like multiple rooms. I doubt it'll probably be in like whatever the smallest room is there. I imagine.
That's so
I don't
cool.
know. Not been there.
If anyone doesn't know, if you've seen clips online of Scousers being funny, it's probably at the Hot Water Comedy Club, isn't it?
Yeah. It's quite. I think they have got like a big room for like big acts and stuff as well. So yeah.
Oh, nice.
Good.
What time's it on? I'm adding it to my calendar. I'm literally adding it to my calendar.
I don't know all the details. I'm afraid of.
Probably 7-ish.
Could be 7. Could be 8. Who knows? It'll be.
Could be 7. Could be 8.
So what I'm hearing is everyone turn up at 5, get a few drinks in.
Yeah, that's true.
Go and heckle John. No, don't heckle John. That would be mean. But go and laugh along with John.
We've got quite a lot of family in Liverpool. I think they came up this week. Saw mum and dad. They said they.
Oh, nice.
I think they'll probably come. Hopefully.
Oh, good. Okay, I'll probably come to that as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's Dad's birthday that weekend as well.
Yeah.
A bit of a birthday weekend.
Birthday
I'll tell you what, this pod's already bringing great results
for John.
We've plugged your pod. We've got some family plans. It's going really well. Right. Should we move on to some stories?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Now, what are you bringing to the table, you two?
Well, it's probably gonna be a bit of a combination this week. I think John's gonna lead this week, and I'll chime in as and when I can.
Yeah, I think last episode we said we'd talk about Cavas, and I forgot about that until about 10 minutes before this, and I've just written down some bullet points of what I can remember. So this was, we'd just finished A levels, hadn't we?
Yes. Yeah.
So we were all just like 18. And the flight times were terrible. It's the first thing I remember. So we got there at we arrived at like 6 in the morning or something like that. It was really early.
It was like the sun had just come up when we actually got the coach in to like.
Sounds pretty epic.
Do you remember coming down the Cavos Strip and like
it was still all going on, sort of.
Oh no!
like higher up the like in the main area where the major clubs were, it was still going off. But then the further out you came towards the end of the strip, it just got like more like a zombie land. People just walking they just are like no shoes on or like one shoe on, and it was just people just looked like eating their kebabs, like everyone was just out of it completely. Great to see.
Yeah. But we got there. Scott and I were sharing a room, which was unfortunate for Scott, I think. I don't know if you know, there's a bit of a theme that I tend to wind Scott up quite a bit, generally. Trying to think what. There was one thing, I think I put an egg in his pillow at one point.
Wait.
Boiled, scrambled, cooked, raw?
No, it's just a raw egg.
Just a raw egg.
Can I just say? I think before he lay on it. Sorry, Scott, carry on.
Where did you actually get that egg from? Because it was just a singular egg. We didn't have any eggs in the room. There was no cooking equipment or anything. John just randomly had this egg.
I must have bought it because I couldn't have done. I couldn't have. I can't imagine you can travel with eggs, can you? Going through.
Well, you do not. Something to declare.
Yes, eggs.
Just singular. Singular egg.
Got an egg. Yeah. But, I must have bought it. But yeah, Scott noticed before he said, I was hoping he'd sit on it and it'd be a funny.
No. I slept the night before on it.
No, you slept on it. It just didn't crack. It didn't crack.
So then I think I put it in your suitcase, hoping that it'd crack, and then you just threw it into mine, and it split all over my clothes.
Oh, clean clothes.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Brutal.
Because I was like, "Do we unpack?" And John was like, "Nah, I reckon we just live out the suitcase."
Oh no, bad idea.
And I was like, "Okay," and then John threw a egg into my into my suitcase, which meant that we had to have aircon on all week, so that nothing kind of went really bad and started stinking like rotten eggs. So yeah, absolutely disgusting. Had to I was quite fortunate. Like he threw it in, it went on one of my shirts, and that shirt just got. I think I just threw it away. but it had mainly all gone on that shirt, and then everything else was just like wiped off because it was it wasn't the yolk, it was the other bit,
Albumin.
white. So the whatever it's called,
the albumin.
The albumin.
Yeah,
is that actually what it's
don't
called?
say you don't learn things on this podcast.
I know, it's like we're in school. School is interesting.
Albumin.
But that I think the egg started something that just didn't really flow with John. Then
Well,
Joy, our bathroom didn't lock. I don't know if you want to then expand on from this point.
Oh Jesus!
I actually can't. But I think there was a lot of everyone was going in everyone's room while they were showering. There was, I don't want to say his name. So someone had brought a thong.
Vernon.
Yeah, let's call him Vernon.
Vernon Dudley. Yeah, Vernon.
Vernon Dudley.
And I remember at one point you were wearing the thong also, Scott.
I wore the thong.
Wait, what's this thong?
It was someone was wearing a thong. I don't know.
A shared thong. A male thong.
Yeah, male thong.
Yeah,
and
shared
and then just every time someone was in the shower, someone would try and break in wearing the thong and try and jump in the shower with them. Just
you'd keep I would like to say you'd keep the shower curtain between you and the person that was in the shower. But it was like, I think we went in shouting "Party Boy" every time we did it.
That was it.
Yeah. So it was like "Party Boy" from Jackass.
Someone would play the song,
and then someone would play the song, and we'd just go in and just kind of jump all over them whilst they're in the shower, and they wouldn't be able to do anything. So that was horrible.
Sounds horrible. It
really does. It really does. And then we also had some shower antics between our room, where John.
I can't remember what happened.
John at this point was quite a picky eater, so would only eat certain things. And one of the things he would eat was Cocoa Pops. So the one day I was in the shower, John, every time I was in the shower, would come in and pour stuff over the top of the shower curtain, just onto me. So I had Cocoa Pops and milk. Like most days, practically. Like the worst part was I'd turn the shower off and John would be waiting and just like pour milk over me. So I'd have to go back in the shower. I had toothpaste that was poured, just squirted like full force all over me.
That starts to burn, if you don't wash it off.
Honestly, it does. It really does. You only know that it burns because of my run-in with sun cream, I think. I think I've told everyone that sun cream, that toothpaste burns over a period of time. And then, the other one was sun cream, where he just like literally put the sun cream, just squirted it all over me as I was coming out of the shower again, so I had to go in again. He's just hot. I got to the point where I wanted to shower in other people's rooms just because it was just I just couldn't get clean. Essentially, every day there was something different that happened.
It was so horrible. It was horrible.
And then
the one thing I did do to him that was an accident, and I stand by that this was an accident, was we were all meeting downstairs for I think we were meeting the reps or something.
It was right. Yeah, it was the first morning we were there. We were meeting the reps to plan the week.
And I can't remember there might have been like 12 of us in total. And there were only 11 of us down there, and we were like, who's missing? And couldn't work out for ages who it was. And they were like, Scott. And I was like, I thought he'd come down. Then I looked in my pocket, and I'd got the key in my pocket. I just locked him in the room, and I didn't realise.
So you couldn't. So our rooms, you literally had to have the key to get out both ways for whatever reason. I presume like a safety reason. But yeah, John was just locked me in the room. I had a nice little
accident. We walked back in. He was just sat on the bed. He just sat on the bed, just staring at a wall. It was like contemplating.
We're at that age where, if you had your phone, but you had there was no Wi-Fi in the hotel, so and no one had data at that point. So it was like you got nothing to do. The TV didn't work. I was just gonna sit here. It's horrible, absolutely horrible. Didn't know what to do. At one point, I contemplated, because we're on the second floor, I contemplated trying to climb down the balcony, but there was just like a massive hedgerow like at the bottom, and I was like, well, I'm just going to end up in the hedge, aren't I? Like that's.
And then you need another shower.
And then I need another shower / trip to A&E for horrible scratches.
I thought it can't have been. I suppose it would have been a little bit of time, but it can't have been like too long, I guess. Was it like half an hour or something? It was like
it was like an hour and something, yeah, because you were down there. You went down like 20 minutes early to go and meet the reps, and then like you were just down there having a chat with them, and then you all planned the week, and you were all like, oh yeah, we're going to see like, I think it was like Wretch 3-2 or someone like that.
Terrible,
and I was like, I don't want to go and see Wretch 3-2. Like Wretch 3-2 sounds terrible. So that was like €80 a ticket, and I didn't want to go see Wretch 3-2, but we ended up going to watch the worst gig I've ever been to in my life. We have Wretch 3-2, friend of the pod. But yeah, it was one of those. No, but it was one of those. It was one of those weeks that was, or just one of those moments where, yeah, I was just stuck in a room on my own, not knowing what to do. I kind of lost my mind a little bit.
But
I did have a nap at one point.
That was the room-based hijinks, I guess. In terms of like the nights out, first night I remember they all, they love groups of lads, don't they, when you're in those sorts of places, getting you into the restaurants and stuff. They gave us all like a free shot of this whiskey, but it was like clear whiskey. So I'm guessing it hadn't been like, hadn't been coloured by like a barrel or anything. I tried it. It was awful.
It was horrible.
But one of our friends, I think he must have drank most of it because he seemed to like it. So we got back that night and he'd thrown up everywhere in his room. Like the whole room was just absolutely like destroyed. And the person he was sharing with tried to like move his mattress out of the room, and they were really angry about that because he was trying to like move it to someone else's room because he didn't want to stay in it. It stunk. It was horrendous.
It was so like we went in the next morning, didn't we? And it was one of the worst things that I've ever smelled in my life. It was absolutely disgusting. But I think he'd had like sex on the beaches and stuff. So like a lot of grenadine had gone into the system, and like I can't
real sharp and acidic smells.
It looked like he'd had like tomato soup. That's the best way I can explain it.
Oh, creamy.
Oh God, it was like it was so red. It was disgusting. It was horrible, and it was just everywhere. Like it was all over the mattresses. It was all over the wall, of the floor, the bed frame. Like, oh God, it was horrible. And like the cleaner went in the next morning, and like he was just face planted on the bed, and we were like, "Come on, man, you got to get out so they can clean the room." And like he was in a bad way, wasn't he, John? Then we went and sat next to the pool, and he was just like. We put an umbrella up so he was in the shade, and he was just like holding his legs, just like, oh God. So he felt so terrible, understandably.
But the cleaners, speaking of the cleaners, they were incredibly aggressive cleaners. Not obviously in that instance, I understand them being annoyed, but like, because we'd leave the key in the door so they couldn't just walk in. But every morning, it was quite early, they'd always be like banging on the door trying to get in. You have to get up and let them in. And then they just immediately start making the bed. Like I've literally just got out the bed and they've walked in and just started making it. But
clean every day.
Every day, yeah.
Every day service.
Good place you stayed at.
One of our friends didn't get out of bed, and she just made the bed on top of him, like just sort of put him into the bed.
It was a weird establishment. There was one night where one of our friends. So we had a pool in the establishment that went out onto the beach, but there was like a gate that went across to make sure that no one could come onto the hotel site. And one of our friends climbed the fence after being out on the beach and came home via the beach that night. So they climbed the fence, and as they did it, the owner of the hotel, Stavros, came.
The hotel was called Stavros, or the manager?
No, the manager, the guy who owned it was called.
Or was the hotel also called Stavros?
Could have been.
It could have been. I cannot remember.
No worries, carry on.
But he literally like caught our friend climbing the fence, who had been in the sea, so it was like soaking wet. and came up to like to hop the fence, like walked around the pool, and Stavros came out and was like, pointed his finger at him, was like, "You go in my pool? You go in my pool?" And like really aggressively, and like walked up to him and just slapped him really hard. And like our mate was like, "What has just happened? Like I'm getting battered by, I'm getting beat up by a Greek man." And he was like, "No, I didn't go in the pool. I was in the sea," and like explained the situation. Stavros was just like, "You go to bed. You go to bed." So like, yeah, our mate like got up to bed and was like, I couldn't put like the next morning, like trying to give it the big and like I couldn't punch him because he's the owner of the hotel. We were like, yeah, sure.
That and this is a bit scatty because I can't remember the order of any of these, but that same person, when we were on the way to a water park, don't know if you remember this, Scott. We got on like a minibus, and he was still like a bit rough from the night before.
It was very rough from the night before.
He just turned to his left and was just sick on the floor of the minibus.
Oh,
and
that was on the. It was on the way. That was on the way back.
It was on the way back. I thought it was on the way
that
there.
Was on
but
the
it
way
was
back.
just
No, it was on the
way
way
was
back.
Running up and down the floor.
It was really.
He
just consumed a load of water before we got, because like obviously we're at the theme park all day and we put our stuff in lockers, and then just gone away and had a great time. We hadn't really drank anything or been around anywhere. So we got back like to go on the coach at like a specific time, and he just drank a load of water, and he was just like, yeah, he just kind of like coughed it out to the side, like really casually, just like like sort of thing. And it was basically just water, but it was just running up and down the coach. So like it went uphill, like it all ran to the back and it was going forward. So everyone was like feet up, like holding bags and stuff off the floor. It was horrible.
Jesus.
Absolutely horrible. It stunk as well. It was absolutely disgusting.
Was it Kavos when we did the pedalos? Or was that
yes, the best story.
That just reminded me.
Yes, that is incredible.
Horrible. It was the same. It was him again.
Yeah, it's the same person.
We went out on some pedalos, and this person grabbed one of our. We'd already gone
too far out.
Yeah,
so
we were really far out.
They were like only go like sort of like 40 meters. We were like 150. Like we were in
like
deep
in the current with the pedalo.
we were in deep water at this point. Luckily, it was like it was a really flat, calm day, so like there weren't many waves or anything. But yeah, we'd gone a bit too far than we should have done. Go on, John. You can take it.
This friend, he picked up, our friend of the pod, Mike. He picked up his flip flop and just threw it into the sea. And we were like, "Oh, that's bang out. That is. You're gonna have to go and get that. That's really harsh." And so he jumped out swimming to get it, and then we all just immediately start pedaling. And he started panicking. It was like,
basically drowning.
we got him back on the boat. Someone, I don't know who it was. Someone said, "Oh, mate, yeah, I'll have some of this water."
It was Vernon.
A bottle of water.
It was Vernon.
He drank it, and it was just seawater. He just filled the bottle.
He like spat it out, didn't he? He was like, "I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick." It was so good.
Oh, it's brilliant.
It was so cruel. It was so cruel.
Oh, that's beautiful.
He was just
in desperate need of water.
He was When he was in the sea, he was like full on panicking, wasn't he? Towards the end, like he was like, "No, come back! I'm gonna drown!" And so like, we got the pedalo like back next to him, and climbed on board. Oh god! He was like, "I really need some water. Oh god, it was awful. It was so bad. It was so funny. So funny.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, that hurt my tummy.
Yeah, the only other notable things I've got, don't know how funny they are. Mike, a friend of the pod who we've mentioned before, we went to there's a bar called Rolling Stone, and it's like It's a Rolling Stones logo, but they've also got a giant Rolling Stone outside the front of it.
What do you mean?
Like a stone that rolls. Like
imagine like a water wheel, but as a stone essentially. So it's on a bar, and then you can just it just rolls around. So it just rolls in a circle. But
by the way, while you've been talking about this, I've been getting the pictures up of the place, so I can imagine. I can get a real good idea. But I've got Rolling Stone up.
Yeah, but then it was 50 cent a shot when we were there. And
nice.
Friend of the pod, Mike, got 30 shots in a line. They can't surely have been. They must have been watered down because he had. I'm pretty sure it was 30 shots in a row.
Yeah,
it
was.
God.
Yeah, he counted them, didn't he? As he did it.
Yeah,
and it was impressive.
30.
Yeah, they also used to do a drink called. They used to do a drink called a head fucker.
I found the picture of the Rolling Stone.
Have you found it?
It's literally at the front of
it's like something from like the Victorian times. Like,
it's bizarre, isn't it? It's really bizarre.
I'm posting these in the Discord. This is great.
And
it's so stupid. Okay, sorry. Carry on.
They did a drink called a head fucker, didn't they? And it was I think it was like €5 for a head fucker. Oh. It was essentially just in the mid, like just a vat in the middle of the bar area where they just dip a pint glass into.
Yeah,
and it was just it was like a punch, but it was like it had like 9 different alcohols in it, and they just like poured a bottle in, and they just stir it up, sort of thing, with a load of I think it was orange juice or something. It was green. It was really bizarre. Absolutely delicious, but absolutely lethal. I imagine they don't do that. They should do those. If they don't, there's no way it only costs a $5.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
It was intense, but yeah, that stuff was strong. I think we spent quite a few nights.
It's so cheap in there. It's got a cool little place,
and it had like a club. It had like a club section in the back, didn't it? So it had like the main bar area, and then in the back was like proper like dance floor, like glittery disco ball and everything.
Wait, is this Rolling Stone still?
Yeah. And it was just such a great place.
I can't remember the name of anywhere else there other than that. That's the only place I can remember the name of.
Yeah, there was the only one we spent a lot of time in.
We did go to a full moon party, and Benga was playing. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember that.
And,
that's cool. Have you got the picture from that?
No, I haven't got it anymore because it was on my old Facebook.
Okay,
I don't know if anyone else has got it, but yeah, got a picture with Benga. He gave me some vodka. It must have been on his rider.
Was that the night where we all went out in faces?
Yeah, it was Adam's. Oh, I'll say his name anyway. It was Adam's birthday. So we all wore masks of Adam's face.
Nice.
Very
nice.
Classic. But that was
fantastic.
That was fun. Yeah, Wretch 3-2. I think the reason we were sold on that, I know Scott's mentioned it, was that it was meant to be a free bar, which it was a free bar, but there were so many people there.
There was only like one person
serving. I think we got about one drink each. And he was terrible, wasn't he?
You could only have one drink at a time, couldn't you, as well? That was like the other rule.
Yeah, he was terrible.
He did like one song and then just left.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, okay. So glad we paid €80 for this.
Free bar, though.
Yeah, but you couldn't get...
€80 would get you a lot of drinks in Greece.
But I remember on the way back as well, on the last day, because the flight times were so bad. We were flying back really late in the afternoon. Yeah. It was midnight.
I think it was midnight, yeah.
So we were kicked out of the hotel.
It didn't... Yeah, I think our flight time was meant to be midnight.
Oh.
But the coach was picking us up at like 8 o'clock. So we just had to, there was no bag drop off or anything.
Yeah. Kicked out at like 10 o'clock where we had to just...
Yeah, 10 a.m. Get off the site. You can't be around the pool or anything. Yeah. Was what we were told. Once you've checked out.
Oh my God, brutal.
I think that was probably down to our friend who jumped.
Yeah, not a general rule, just for you.
Just for us. They threw up in a room, Didn't they try and like claim for us breaking a door? As well?
Yeah, there was like a hole in one of the doors, and they said
that was there before.
Punched a
But
hole in
it
it.
was behind. It was behind
yeah.
like a piece of paper, so they knew it was there. They put the paper over it, and we obviously just
Oh,
trying to
naughty.
I think we did. I think we all had to put in for that because I think they wanted like so much for it, but I don't think it was any of us. It was like a solid wood door. You need like a hammer to make that sort of hole. Like
I think we did all put in for that. I think we all paid like 10 euros or something, so that it didn't go down onto one per. I think they wanted like 90 euros for it or something.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But
yeah, so there was that. But yeah, we didn't fly out till really late, so we went and sat in this. It was like everyone. It was like a sports bar, wasn't it? And everyone's chairs faced the front. Everyone was feeling really crap. Like really crap. Everyone was dying from the night before. And
nearly
we all went quite hard, didn't we, on the last night? Because we knew it was the last night, and we were like, oh well, it's fine because we've got time before we get on the flight and everything to like recover. So we went to get breakfast. Well, we went to the same place every day. And it was pretty good. It was like we had like fry ups, full English breakfast.
Did you have fry up with chips?
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
I didn't, but
I
think
fry
lots of
chips.
people did.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we just had to sit in this bar all day, like watching football on the TV. Some like random ass games of like teams that you'd never heard of before playing.
It was miserable. Just all last suitcases and stuff. It was
horrible. It was really hot. There was no like aircon. There was just fans, and it was like 30 plus degrees, and it was just it was awful, and everyone was like feeling it really badly. Everyone was dying, weren't they? We were just like, when is this coach picking us up? And then the flight was delayed a couple of hours as well. And then we got home. I remember getting home just wanting to go to bed, and my dad was like, no, you've been you playing cricket.
Oh my
God. I was like, what? No, I'm not. He was like, yeah. They had a call last night. Like, you had a call a couple of nights ago. You weren't like they're short. They're short. So they've asked if you can play. So you're gonna go play. So I can't remember if it was a T20 or like a whatever. But I got home at like 1 o'clock, went straight to bed, and then just like absolutely died on a cricket pitch in the evening. It was horrible. Just remember just like going out to bat, like running a single, and I was just like, I'm going to be sick. It was horrible.
Well, but it was a fun.
Thanks for that, Dad.
It was a fun old time, but it is a bit weird thinking back now. It's like Scott mentioned earlier, like you don't have any like access to the internet or stuff. People used to have to go on like there's like PCs that have in like in the reception of the hotel, 50p for like 10 minutes or something. But
that was nice. I felt like I was on the holiday with you there.
Yeah,
I got excited about going and all the fun, and then all like the hurt afterwards.
Yeah, I think it is. You've mentioned it on most podcasts, but I think that Jackass generation just inspires when you get a group of friends together to just be horrible to each other, I guess.
I don't think Jackass did that. I think that's just how it goes.
That's just life.
That's just life. Right. Have we got any stories?
We do, yeah. We've just a short one this week, which is fairly interesting. This is from a student that I used to teach, actually. So this is my old school, the same one that John taught at.
Oh, okay.
So one of the students they'd just come out of the middle of a lesson to go to the toilet. So you used to get like a toilet pass.
Hey, this is my story, isn't it? Is this my story?
You'd think so. I mean, when don't we mention a toilet on the pod? So
I know, yeah. Every week must be.
But yeah, it was like, so in this school, there was quite what's the best word? Like quite a strict teacher. I wouldn't say they were quite Miss Nibs Reading. But yeah, was quite a fear to behold in the teaching world at this place. And this member of staff was like she was fairly well known. Most people knew her, and one of the people that kind of like would call you out on like why you out of class sort of thing. Like if she saw you in the corridor. So that's what she did. She called this student out. Was like, what are you doing? Where are you going? She's like, oh, I'm just going to the toilet, miss. So yep, okay. Can I see the toilet pass? Yep. There you go. Okay, crack on. And as she was going down the stairs, I think she thought that the student was going back up from the toilet and not going to the toilet. So she carried on walking, but the student was behind her. And I don't think she realised this student was behind her and just let out an almighty fart going down the stairs. So it was just like completely on her own. I just heard this like massive fart as this teacher's going down the stairs.
Oh yeah.
It was just like, so every time, like obviously she didn't bring it up. The teacher didn't know she was there or anything. And every time like she saw this member of staff, she was just like, she just couldn't look at her in the same light again. Just like all the fear had gone away from this member of staff. I remember having a very similar thing with Mr. Pierce coming out the MS block once.
Mr. Pierce?
One of our teachers.
I remember the name.
He was like,
I think he was deputy head or something.
I think he was deputy head.
Yeah. Oh, he was real angry.
Yeah, real angry.
I always thought he looked just like, Fat Tony's like one of the mob in The Simpsons.
Yeah.
The other guy with the black curly hair.
I know the black curly hair guy. I think you meant the bald guy.
I thought you meant the bald guy.
No.
But he didn't have hair.
Oh, we're thinking of someone else. Okay, don't worry.
But anyway, yeah, he kept like, so you had like the main MS block entrance, and then you had the other one on the other side by like the calf, and it was on those stairs. And I held the door open, and I think he thought I was going in to the MS block, and he carried on down the stairs, and he had a little like fart, but like moved his leg and body and everything. I was like, oh God, that was horrible. And he turned around and looked at me and was like, oh shit, carried on walking. It was horrible.
He was just getting comfortable.
But yeah, I like it. Oh God, what a horrible situation to be in. Like, just I think as a teacher, I'd just be distraught that happened. Well, I used to hold them in.
You have to just own it. You got to own it, haven't you? Just show dominance.
Yeah, that was me. That's what I did. And what?
I don't know
There's
why.
more where that came from, Sonny.
I don't know why, but that's for some reason just all of a sudden brought a memory back. It's nothing to do with that, but I don't know if you remember in like the classrooms in the quad, like the history classrooms and stuff. There was always that sign. It said, "Do not touch the blinds." And so someone had changed it to "Do not touch Theodore," like they'd write on the end, and it just always made me laugh every time I saw it. I don't know.
Every time you saw it,
yeah.
Why Theodore? Why specifically Theodore?
It says it fit into the word "the," didn't it? Yeah. So
nice.
Please do not touch Theodore blinds.
Yeah, exactly.
Theodore blinds. Yeah, what did happen to that kid?
He's buried under the history floor now.
Oh yeah. Well, on that note, we just want to say thank you for sending the emails in. They are very, very lovely to see. We've had a few more. We like to space them out on the throughout the pod, so we'll be reading some more out. But yeah, please do send them. Please get in touch. We love reading them. We've had some lovely messages through as well. So send them into TUCKYOURSHIRTINPOD@gmail.com. And it's nice to see we've got people in the Discord as well. We'll keep throwing things in there. I have thrown a few things from this week's pod in there, so you can find the Rolling Stone bar and the actual Rolling Stone that rolls around. And I took a screen grab of John laughing when he was talking about abusing Scott. So I'll be throwing random things in there. A big thank you to Bert, who drops the picture from Nuki. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
We did.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely hideous.
You all look so young in that photo.
I do have a question on this, right? Because I recognise most of the people there. Is the young lady in the photo with you, or is she?
No, she was. No. I think she was. I don't know who that is.
Because it's a very, very, very weird thing to kind of. She looks very happy with what's going on, but
also it must have been about like 5 to 10 years older than us.
Yeah, it does look a bit creepy.
Because we're like 16 there.
It does.
You look tiny, Luke, as well. You look like you're about
really
I think I'm just leaning over.
I think it's the angle, where he's leaning.
Because I was one of the tallest in that group, which is weird at the time. But then, like, obviously all the others like completely overshot me. They're all like absolutely huge.
I'm just looking at the photos that Luke's put in of Rolling Stone, and he's put like one of an evening in where it looks like all lit up and cool and everything. And then I've just put one of in the day, and it just looks.
Have you got a daytime one?
Yeah, it looks like such a rundown place.
Oh no way!
Oh god,
that's so funny, isn't it? What a difference! I'll just say, look, we went on holiday with Mum and Dad and John, and we went to like, I think you actually did go out there, John, but we went in the daytime to like where the strip is. It was just really, really bizarre to see it because like I don't think I've ever been away and seen the strip of a place in the daytime, like, or at least not the evening. But it's different.
It's such a rundown, like everything just looks bleak, but then you go in the night and everything's like lit up with neon lights.
Yeah, it looks amazing, doesn't it? Neon does a lot.
And it just but in the daytime it just looks so like run down and horrible. Why would anyone ever enjoy going in there? Even
at the night they raise the flags. That's pretty cool.
It's so bizarre.
Can you see in the nighttime they raise the flags? Awesome. Right. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, please join our Discord. It'll be in the links in the description. Thank you, gentlemen.
Certainly like to request some. If anyone's got any holiday stories, it feels like it's been a theme the last couple of weeks.
Please send
that'd
us
be nice.
just anything from your youth in. Really, it doesn't have to be school related. It doesn't have to be
growing up,
like education. Just growing up. That sort of time where it's all, this pod is all about experiences from your youth.
I'm liking the holiday specials at the minute. It goes with the weather, doesn't it?
It goes with the weather. It's summertime. I'm sure we'll move away from those at some point. But yeah.
Do we need to say where we want those stories?
TUCKYOURSHIRTINPod@gmail.com, please, or just message us on Instagram, TikTok, wherever. We've all got access to those, so please send them in. Make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe. Drop us a like. Drop us a comment. It really helps.
Share with your friends. Share it with your friends.
Please do. It really helps. And it allows us to keep bringing you these podcasts, which we are very much enjoying. And if anyone wants to be a guest on the pod, drop us a message, and we can arrange that.
Yeah, we'll be having a few guests on the next series, so watch this space or listen to it, I guess, if you're just listening to it. All right, see you guys.
Cool. See you later.